Greetings, technology enthusiasts. I am Chandrahas and I am delighted to be here with you representing CyberBrainer. Do you not believe that the technology sector is advancing at an unprecedented rate, making this an opportune moment to acquire the skills that will facilitate your progress? With CyberBrainer, we are empowering you to take control of your own future. At CyberBrainer, we do not merely impart your interests. We assert that information is power, yet it is the application of knowledge that distinguishes you. Our courses are meant to equip you with essential skills, whether you are pursuing data science, understanding artificial intelligence, or delving into cybersecurity. Let us commence the session and seize the future today. Thank you.
What we are going to do today is we are going to understand how exactly that works. Let's understand a very important part when we talk about integration. Integration is about connecting two different systems. Now here when we talk about Workday integrations is always going to be about connecting Workday with one another system. Now that another system could be anything. It could be a CRM, it could be any other system that you have. And we are going to use them as per our requirement. It's not that we are going to use it in any way. No, we will be sending data which is required and we will only send those information which the client requires. Otherwise, we will not. And similarly, we can receive the data as well from that system. It's more of a two-way communication. We can send data as well and we can receive data as well. And both happens with the help of integration. I give you an example that you're traveling from one point to the other. Let's say you're traveling from Mumbai to Delhi. Similarly, you can also travel from Delhi to Mumbai also. You are sending the data and you're receiving the data. There are two types of connections, inbound and outbound. Now, inbound means the data is coming into Workday. Outbound means you are able to extract data and send it to a third party. How do we do that? To complete this activity or to perform this activity, Workday has provided 6 different ways. Now, what are these 6 different ways? If you have gone through the PPT, you would have seen that the 6 types of integrations which you have, all these 6 types of integrations helps you in sending and receiving the data. But in our curriculum, we have 3 very important integrations. All these things I have asked you to go through. I'm not going ahead and looking at it, but I will straight away jump onto the integration technology. You got Inbound Enterprise Builder, which is EB. Got EIB, and EIB stands for Enterprise Interface Builder. Anything that you have confusion here? Alright, for what we are moving here against is to understand EIB first. EIB, there are two parts, inbound EIB and outbound EIB. Inbound. EIB actually uses web services that you receive the data from a third party and get it inserted into Workday. Similarly for outbound. Outbound EIB also uses web services and we can also use the advanced report with web services. Whatever the data is there in the report, I can actually send it to a third party. That is how we are going to see it. Then comes the next part. You see template-based integrations. Now, this particular part is only used for specific endpoints. And this is a tool which you need to buy. It's not something that you can easily get it. And you will have to buy the licenses. For example, let's say Workday has a partnership with Salesforce. They have developed a tool which you can take a license and use it. But that tool is only going to work with Salesforce. It is not going to work with any other option. Similarly, you have a tool with ADP. If you are sending the data or receiving the data from ADP, you want to use it. You can. This is good for those companies where they have only just one-time configuration, where they don't have dynamic changes. If they are going to use Workday, then this is recommended. Although this is something that we don't work on because we don't have any licenses for this. And we don't have anywhere to configure it also. It's just like an installation. The next part is the most important part, which is called template-based connector. We also call it a score connector. This is a place where we use the tool to build the integrations. Now, when I say tool to build the integrations, which means we have a specific template. We use that and we use it to build the things in the system. I will show you the EIB, which is inbound and outbound. And then I'll show you this template-based connectors, which is also called as score connector. All these three integrations we are not in our course curriculum, which is Workday Studio, SOAP API and RIST API. Now why it is not? Because this requires coding experience. Anybody who has a coding experience and wants to learn it, you can go for advanced integration course. And that is only if you know about XML, XSLT and a little bit of Java. If you don't know it, I would recommend not to go for it. Because the integrations which you are learning here, that is enough for you to get into a job. You become a techno-functional consultant, not a technical consultant. If I have to draw a pie chart again, I'll just try to give you a breakup. 25% of the integrations are done through EIB inbound and outbound. And 60 to 65% of the integrations are done through core connector. Or you can say template-based connector that covers your 9% or 8%. In case you have expertise and you want to learn it, you can definitely go for coding, and that's something which I would recommend only to those people, those who have a coding background. Otherwise, it is not required, to be very honest with you. Now what I'm doing is I'm going ahead and starting the configuration for EIB. Let's see how EIB is built. We'll start with outbound because we have already created an advanced report with web services. That is what we are going to use in our EIB configuration. Guys, what is meant by outbound? I just explained you. What do you understand by outbound integrations? Outbound, we send the data from the Workday to the other system, which means the data is in the workplace system. We extract it and send it to a third party. How do we do that? We have web services. We can use web services and we can use advanced report with web services. What does that mean? Advanced report with web services tells you that that report itself is now a web service. Any other things or any other points that you want to make? The task to create EIB is very simple. It is created. Now, here you see you got inbound and you are outbound. Now what I'm doing is going to put name myme7 underscore EIB and I'll say outbound. This is the name and I'll use outbound. I'll go ahead and click on. Now you see name it right, and then you have the comments. You can put it in this way. This is a text box. The name we have put. The name is put in such a way that you already see that it is same. It is unique. That's the reason you have this is same. Now it is generated by Workday, but you have the authority, you can edit it, but I'll not because itself it is unique right now. The next part is from where you are going to get the data. Because this is outbound, which means you need to extract data. Let's see now. You see, it says data source type from where you have to get this data. Here you have options, custom report web services. Web service I'll show you inbound. Custom report I'll show you outbound. Let's say custom report. What was name of the custom report that we created? This is the 1-7dave_viz that stands for web service. Yes, do you remember this report? Yes, everybody right. Then I've got the data. Whatever data is in this report, I will be able to extract it and send it to a third party. Now I'm going to click on next. Now see, every time you create an integration, you will have to go ahead and create a transformation. What does that mean? Transformation basically means that you are going to convert the data into a format, basically, which will help you to move the data from one point to the other, and that generally gets converted using XML. We will not see that, but we will be able to convert that, and that is a transformation. I saw somebody raising hand. Jay, was that you? Or you have any questions? Yes, I saw something, but it was on a previous screen. That screen is all past now. Can we go back or? I'm sorry, I do not understand. You want to go back to the previous screen. Oh yes, here under the custom report, there were two choices, right? No, not there. When you have the data source, you have two choices, custom report and web service. Here, and when you said the web services, it is for outbound or inbound. You said right. No, web services is for both. For both. I will show it web services for inbound because you know you will be able to understand it better. Now web services, here also it is possible. It is not that it is not possible, but you will have to extract the data in a different format. Now we have created a custom report. It is the same thing. That's the reason I chose the custom report with web services. We will use our report that we created. You will understand why we created this custom report with web service. No problem. The next part is to do the transform. Now you see the transformation type. Type again. As I stated, there are multiple ways in which you can do the transformation. Workday provides you a default transformation. Here you see custom report transformation, custom transformation, new custom report transformation. Now, these are the three options you have. Custom report transformation. What does that mean? That the report that I am using is already transformed and there is a transformation file created for it. But we know that we have just created it on Friday and we have never used it in any of the integrations. How will the transformation be created? It is not created. That's the reason you have this option, which is new custom report transformation. What does that mean? That I have created a report with web services. I haven't created the transformation for that. Now, as I stated, what is transformation? Transformation is converting the data into in a format which you can transmit from one endpoint to the other. That is the use and the meaning of transformation. I haven't used that report earlier for any kind of integration. That's the reason this option is being shown. If it was used, then I would have got only this option, custom report transformation and custom transformation. Do you understand the difference between custom report transformation and new custom report transformation? Devashish. This transformation happens only during integration. Because you are trying to transmit data from one endpoint to the other. It means this new custom report transformation will come only when we are doing it for the first time. When, for a particular report, we are doing the integration for the first time. I could not understand. Can you repeat that, please? You said that since we are doing it for the first time, we have not transformed it earlier. Yes, this custom report, that we have the custom report, right? Which you had created. We haven't transformed it before. That's a reason. A transformation happens only during integration. It means in this option we will get only when we are doing the integration for a particular report very first time. Yes, and that also only in EIB, not anywhere else. And for both inbound and outbound. No, see, inbound means you. What does the inbound means here? You take the data from another system. Expect it to insert the inbound. Insert into Workday, then why would you need a report in that? Why do we transform it? Only outbound integrations or EIB requires a custom report. With that, you know web services. I'm going to use new custom report transformation and I'll go and click on next. As soon as I click on next, you know it will go back. Once I go back, I will see the transformation file. See, this transformation file has automatically come. This transformation got created on 21st March 2023 and this is the tenant time. Right? And now you see I don't have the new custom report transformation option. Because the transformation is already created. Before checking this, we need to go back again. No, we don't need to check it because it will automatically be done. I just came back to show you in which format it is transformed. That is a format which Workday only knows. You cannot see that. And what is custom transformation? I'll talk about it, but first let me give you the clarity about others. Is that clear? What is custom report transformation, guys? Any questions on that? It is converted in the format which is where we can transfer into other system. Yes, it gets transformed into a system where you can transmit it. Generally, the global format is XML. We hope or we expect that it is going to be XML only, but we never know. It could be anything because we don't know that. What is that file? Question? Yes, I'm asking what kind of reports can be put in such a manner. What kind of reports as far as HCM is concerned? You remember I said advanced report with web services. Only those reports can be used in integrations. No other reports, and that's the reason we created that. Whatever data you need to create it in a report, transform it, and then you can click on next. But before that, there was an option which says custom transformation. Right, guys? When you go ahead and you don't use the standard business object of Workday, let's say you're using any custom object. You can create a custom business object, but very rarely it is used. Till now, I haven't used in my career, which is like 15-16 years. In that case, what happens? You can write your own code. Again, this is related to your coding. You need to have a XSLT coding knowledge that you can write it. That's the reason it is called as custom transformation, which means you can transform it as per your requirement. You want to transform it into Excel, you can do that. You want to convert it to Savvy, you can do that. You can do that. This is how your custom transformation works. Right now it is empty because I don't use it. I'll go ahead and click on Next now. Now is the place where how you can deliver the data to a third party. What did we do from first place? We created a EIB, named it. It came automatically. Then what did we do? The next part, we created basically we found the data source, that from where the data is going to be picked up. It is basically called as custom report because I have selected a custom report with web services. That is what we created. Whatever information is there in that report, I can extract it easily with the help of web services. And then you have got the transform, which means I will convert this report into a format which can be transmitted to a third party. The transformation is done. Now comes the delivery. Delivery means the data which you have extracted into that report. How will you deliver that? Workday provides multiple options, guys. Workday provides multiple options. If you see this, it says Amazon Simple Storage Service. In case your client is using S3 bucket, you know any Amazon services, Amazon Web Service. In that, the storage part is called a Simple Storage Protocol or Simple Storage Service Protocol. In that, you will need the bucketed region access key and secret access key and the file name you will put. All this information, you are going to get it from your client because you are sending the data to them. Any of the options you choose, whatever options it is requesting or whatever you know value it is requesting, you will need it from the third party. Then comes the next option, which is AS2. AS2 is another way by delivering the data. Here you put the endpoint. If you see, it is very secure. Endpoint, then the from id, then the to id, then there is encryption, and then there is a public key for signature, public key for SL and SSL acceptance. All these things, whatever you have, this makes it very secure. Any questions? Different types of delivery methods. These are all our cloud services. Sorry, I could not hear that. These are all what? No cloud services. No, not necessary. You can send it to any place. No, I'm asking like Amijan asked to. These are all are from cloud base. These two are from cloud. Only from these two is cloud, right? Yes, because here you can use SufFIFPIP server also. Those are into web services. This delivery method as per client requirement. We have to choose or. It's of course client will tell you because we don't know, right? Where we have to send data, the client will tell us. We cannot define anything by ourselves. Based on client requirement, we have to choose out of one option, right? We need to ask them that what is your server, where I have to send the data, and based on their information, we will choose the option from here. If their option is not available, we will tell them that only these are the things which are supported. I cannot send you data, but it is not like that. You will have majority of the things here. Almost everything is here. which means client should have the same kind of services. Not should have, they will only have it. They will provide us the information. This information is provided by the client only. We cannot send them data without knowing what is the server which they are using. Correct. What is this option? Use existing delivery method. We'll come to that one by one. Right, we just started Amazon Simple Storage S2. Any questions on any of this, guys? No? I have a question. Everything will be dependent on the client requirement, right? See, you're sending a data to a client. Now what they are using, how will we know? You have to ask them that Workday can send you data through all these options. What is your setup? How have you configured it? Let us know and accordingly, we will send you the data. And Devo says once we send data to the client, our role is over. Yes, because once the data is delivered, your integration work is done. And after that, the clients, people will take care of it. No, I'm not able to understand what. What is your requirement? You have to build integration and send the data. That is what you do. After that, what client does, we don't care because my responsibility ends there only. We can send only custom report with web services, right? Yes, we can transfer that and you know this is how we have to send. That is one way. Another way is using the web services of Workday that I'll show you. This is EIB, right? Yes, EIB outbound. We got AS2, Amazon Simple Storage Service AS2, and then you have email. It's one of the most used thing. How set up your email. To whom you are sending that email. If you want to put something like CXI BSKI, you will get it from email address. You know from which email address you want to send the data that you have put. Subject, email text. The email was delivered as a part of Workday integration processing, you see, and then the file name. What happens? The email will take this file as an attachment and it will send it to the third party. This is one of the most important and used method. Very easy. You know nothing to think much on that, but the fact is their network, their firewall should allow our email to reach them. If they do not allow it, then it is of no use. You need to tell them that we are going to send you data through this email address. Please make sure that you don't block it. You have understood email part, then you have FP. Anybody knows what is FP? File Transfer Protocol. Yes, it is called as File Transfer Protocol. In this you have something like an endpoint. You know something like an IP address, something like this. If you see this option which says invalid FP address, enter. FP address must be following format, right? FP:// and this is how it should be. A client, if they are using FP, what will happen? It should be in the same format. It should follow the same format, right? Clear to you? Yes, no, here you'll have to put that IP address. Now I'm not using it because I don't have a real-time depth server. Here comes Supercell. It is like FTP but it is more secure. S stands for security. Do you know what is SESL, anybody? The queue socket. But what does that do? It actually provides like a certification for whatever transactions we do. Even while sending an email, we get an acknowledgement like this SL certified, some kind of encryption. Can you repeat that? Sorry, I could not hear that properly. Whenever we send an email, the last you can see that it is SESL. I mean SIR certified. It is like a secure socket layer which actually gives a security for transmitting data from a source to distribution. Yes, what will happen here, guys? You basically get a certificate. You know, certificate helps you in transferring the data from one location to the other, and that makes it secure. That's the reason what happens whenever you use any cell. It makes it secure. You will not be able to hack the data in between. That is how FTP works. FPESL has also some specific way of connecting. I'll just show you. The error will come. Here you see FIPS. These are the type of details that you get: implicit cell and explicit cell. That is how it works. I'm just removing it for the moment. These details. Anyway, we will get it from client, right? I mean, all this information you're going to get from the client. Yes, enter this information. We will get it right because you need to send them the data. They will only tell you where is the destination where they want to receive the data. Mostly the clients use emails for them to transfer the data to this. Oh, the most easiest way is FPEN SEFT, guys, because that is very less expensive. In fact, that's very cheap. Client prefers FPEN SAFT and it can be used over cloud also. It can be used over non-cloud also. It is not necessary that you have a specific option. Yes, if they're using ours, then you have this Amazon storage services. Apart from that, everybody uses SEFP2P. These are the most used now ways of communication. Now you see HEPA-cell, you have seen site. You see this HEPS, do you see that? This stands for some. What happens? If you look at this lock, it says connection is secure, write cookies, site setting. Now why it says connection is secure? Because it has a certificate. If I just put this address here, it will take it. See, it does not give me any error, right? If I just remove this, see, I'm getting the error right. This is a format that you need, and it's a web service format for that thing. If anybody is using HEP server, you need that address from the client. SFP, Simple File Transfer Protocol, that also has, like all the options that you see SFP, and that is how the transfer works. That is what I'm trying to show you. And then you have used existing delivery method. Existing delivery method basically means that you already have an integration created and you are creating another one, but you are sending data to the same location. What I can do? I can go ahead and use the same integration. See, I've got the options: Amazon Simple Storage as to email, FPFP, TEPS, right? If I want to use any of the existing ones, I will get it right. Does it make sense? Sorry, regular basic. This can be helped, right? Once you have already created, you don't need to build the connections again. I will just go ahead and use the existing delivery method and continue using it. That's the most easiest way. The data will already be entered there, not this data. Whatever other data is there, it will be there. But when you send the new file, right, you will have a new file, different file name that also will get stored at that location. No, I was saying suppose you selected HTTP, whatever information we need from client side, that information will already be added. Because it's already existing, it is already working, right? We don't have to enter it again. We just have to enter the file name and proceed. We don't have to ask this option. You need to use this option and select which of you know. Let's say HTTP. I have to use one that should be existing. If this is FP, what tip options I have that I have to choose? Is it clear now? Yes, no, but to demonstrate it, we use Workday attachment. Now why we use Workday attachment? Because we generally do not have a third-party system, right? We don't have a third-party system. And in this scenario, what happens? How will I know what kind of information is being shared, right? We will use this option which says Workday attachment, and with this worker attachment, I will use file name. I'll say something like result.sys. What I'm doing is I'm converting the output into a CSV file because I can do that in EVE, but in other integrations I can't do it. EVE gives me that opportunity to convert the file as per my requirement. If I want to put in Excel, I can do that also. The next part is I'll go ahead and click on Next. Now you see it will come. You give the complete review, General Settings. This is my name. This is the it got generated, which got generated by Workday, from where I am extracting the data from the Web Services Custom Report. We are looking at the custom report with Web Services. Then we transform the data, see Workday transformation. Now delivery, we are trying to do it as Workday attachment. I'll go ahead and click on Now. My if configuration is complete. What I have to do? I have to go into Actions, then go to Integration. Then you have the option Launch/Schedule. If you want to automate this, then what you do is you will schedule it. Every day or every hour, whatever you want to do it every hour, every day, every week, every month, and then dependent and custom. As of now, I will run it at the moment and click on. What it will do, it will give me the screen. Here you see the file name results as. This is what I have kept, and then I will run it again, but it gives me an option. Do you want to change the file name? I have the option determine value at runtime. Specify value uses from default. I'll say uses from default, and then this document is retained in the system. Maximum you can keep it for 180 days. And right now, what is the option you have? You can keep it for 180 days. But whatever you have set up, it could be 1 day, 2 day, 3 day. Whatever you have set up, that document will be retained only for that much amount of time. What I'm going to do? I'm going to run that if now, and I'll show you the output. The output will come in CSV format and it will give me the data. Because in real-time system, what would happen? That file would go directly to the third party. You see there is very less information, less data. It got completed. Also, you see that output file. In this way, you will see now once I download it. It comes in this way, result 6 savvy. Now you see this is coming in RTIFF format, but I'll just go to the download section. Let me see if I can open it through Excel. Right. What will happen in this scenario? You see base pay element, last name and first name, right? These are the values. That was there in my report. Now it got extracted, and in the real-time system, I would have been able to export that into the Workday system out of Workday system. Does that make sense, guys? Yes, no? You saw how? Sorry, can you repeat that? No? If yes, suppose we are scheduling the integration, and if we are making some changes after that, then the updated report will go. No, it's not a report. Updated data will complete whatever changes. The whatever changes you're making, it will exactly follow that. You have understood how easy it is to go ahead and send the data out of Workday, even if you don't know the coding part. Right? Yes or no, guys? Yes, if other tool was there, any other system was there, right? For all this purpose, you were supposed to write a code. Now which Workday eliminated. And that's the reason why it is growing, because anybody who knows how to use just the system can easily go ahead and build integrations, although they're only able to send one, data source at one time, which is your report or your web service. But still you will be able to send that information, right? That's the reason this particular part of EIB, is used very much IBE outbound. I'll not go there beyond that. Now you know how IBE works. Now there is inbound also. Now inbound will take hardly 10 minutes. Because if you have understood the outbound, then inbound will not take more than that. Let's finish that also. Let's use that. Create IBE now. What does inbound mean, guys? Get the data from another system into the Workday. We are going to get the data from a third party, and we need to, insert that into Workday. And here what did I say? What we will be using. We got IBE inbound created. Then you see it says get data from where you have, get the data. You have to understand that first. If it was a real-time system, again you will see this option, Amazon Simple Storage, F Google Drive, F REST else FP. Right now I don't have any real-time integration. What I'll do, I'll use attach file at launch. I will send the data into the system through an attachment because I don't have a real-time system. If I had a real-time system again, whether it was Amazon or F or anything, I could have used my option and send it to Workday. Now you see what does it say? Sorry, this add option. I saw in outbound also down. No head right button. It means we can add more files. You can use not much reports. Again, you are getting confused, guys. No in outbound, because in outbound also I saw outbound also. You are not just adding reports, it is a web service report we are just going to record is wrong. Yes, you can add multiple, options. You can add many way options 1, 2, 3. I have a question, who's creating this web services data? We may not, then we have to do, or others, somebody is doing, we are using that. No, you will only be the person to do that. Suppose like a payroll data, we have to create that data and we have to pull that data from, yes, here, right? Yes, before coming to this part, we have to do report. You will have to create a report. What you need to send to them, that is by using advanced reports. Is that correct? Or any other method? No, there is no other method. Suppose payroll data, how we have done the before classes. We have to pull the data, make it in proper performance, and we have to take that file to here. Right? That is correct. Yes, if you're sending it. Yes, if you are sending the data, then we need to make sure that we have the information put in the right place, and then we will send it. In that case, how this inbound will help? No inbound, I'm talking about outbound inbound. We haven't discussed yet. You discussed about outbound, right? That if I have to send the payroll data, then what I'll do? Outbound means, say I got to know that we will get it a raw data. We will make it a report like by using advanced reports and web services. Then we will tag, we'll come to this. Integrations, outbound integrations. We will deliver that data by using these integrations. We will deliver that data to clients, right? Yes, your job is done. You don't have to do anything more now. Let's say sorry. In the same way, how this inbound will help the process of work, we have just started it. We have not completed. When we have to insert data into Workday system, guys, for that purpose you have inbound integrations. Inbound also works in the same way that from where you have to get the data. You have Amazon Simple Storage, FP, Google Drive. From wherever you want, you can pick the data. I am picking the data as an attachment. Now here it says what is the format, because you have to tell. Without the format, Workday will not accept your data. Here you see you're getting option, Web Service Spreadsheet Template. It means the data will be sent to you in a spreadsheet format, and then if you are inserting data into a custom object, then also you have to prepare a custom object spreadsheet template. We generally do not use this option. You have only this option, which is Web Service Spreadsheet Template. I'm going to follow that, and then it says Web Service Operation. What operation you are trying to perform? Guys, Workday has a lot of web services which is given by them, right? You see, for everything they have web service. Let's say I want to create locations. Suppose you are moving from PeopleSoft to Workday, and I want to go ahead and create or migrate 10,000 locations. What will happen in that case? Guys, you have this option which says put location. You remember we studied get and put while using the data security. Yes, there we can edit. Yes, you have put location. Put means you are inserting the data, and what data I'm inserting? Location, location. Whatever web services you need, you can just search it here, you will get it. You want to insert supervisory organizations, you will get it. You want to insert cost center, you will get it. You want to insert anything job profiles, you will get it, and then I'll go ahead and click on. The next part is transformation. Why transformation is required? Because this data needs to be inserted and Workday requires a specific format. Here you see what does this option say? Template model. From where this template will be generated. We will see it later, but it is using template model. Then next, where is the delivery going to happen? This is an inbound integration. Where is the delivery going to happen? Workday, right? It says Workday Web Service Operation, which means the data is going to be inserted into Workday. What information you are going to store location? Then it says next, then says review and submit. You see how easy was this configuration? But now we have to understand that it may be easy, but how do we get that structure? I explained you right that there is an API, and what is that API called as API used for? API is basically your structure of your application, and we said that the transformation has to be done through template model. Here you see I've gone into the template model, and then what I'll do? I'll generate the spreadsheet template. Here you have two options. You want to generate in XML or XLXML. It might be difficult for you to understand. Let's generate it in Excel, and I'll say generate spreadsheet with data. It will not allow. Let's download it without the data, because data is going to come from a third party, right? Let's go ahead and click on refresh, and very soon I'll go ahead and get the output file. What I'm doing here is I'm generating the template. This template. I will share it with the third party. See, it is available. See the look you know option. Put location.cal. X is now available in my report. I can just click on here and I'll get it. But I'll just refresh it and I'll show it to you here also. See, I've got it here. Put location sub. Now you see all these fields. You would have seen somewhere. Let me know from where have you seen this business object in the first class. Not business object directly, but you would have seen it somewhere else where you have seen location name, where you have seen location usage. Sorry, employee profile, not employee profile, guys. Location will get all this information. What we are trying to do with this integration? What are we trying to create? You're creating locations. We are creating locations, right? We are inserting locations. If you are inserting locations, if you are doing it manually, imagine you have to put 10,000 locations. What will happen if you're doing it manually? Location name, location usage, that is what you see here. Location name, location usage, and it's a required field. Do you see that? It's a required field. Imagine if you have to enter or create 10,000 locations manually. How much time will it take? Just let me know. It's too long. It's too long. We don't know, right? We don't know. We cannot say how much time will it take. That is the reason why you have this integrations. Let's put two values. Let's say I'll put Mumbai and I'll put like business site and Delhi, and I'll just copy that and paste it. Similarly, your third party would also go ahead and insert data into this template. Now I'm only using these two fields, right? They may use other fields also. Superior location, latitude, longitude, altitude, time profile. Remember, write all these things you have seen in there. In case you want to use them, you can. But for me, only these two things are mandatory as of now. I'll just use it. And now comes the time to run my integrations. What was my integrations that I created? vdsem _ib, right? Let's search it. There you go. What are we doing? We are inserting data into Workday. Where are we inserting data? Workday. Because it's an inbound integration, we will go ahead and launch the integration here. As soon as you launch it, it will ask you give me that file which I need to insert it into Workday. You see that integration attachment, and that's the reason we selected that. What I'll do now, create integration attachment. Select the file. Output 9, right? That was the file that I had put location 9. Click on open, see it got uploaded. Click on. Now it is in the integration, guys. What I'll do, I'll go ahead and click on. Once it gets completed, it will give me a message. This is not going to generate a file for me. Now what it will do, it will give me a message whether the data got uploaded successfully or not. 89%, see it got completed. If there was any error, I would have got the message. What does it say? Now you will be able to see the information on your Workday tenant. Did you understand how this EIB works? Inbound and outbound, yes. What do you mean by web services? That also you have understood. Gen Web Services and API. It gives you the structure of the business. Object. You saw work location. When I generated the template, it gave me everything. Whatever the structure was, yes or no, yes, yes, yes. This is how it works. Please do like, share and subscribe to our channel.